faster. This is the stilling basin. You can see the division where the two different conduits are. Again, right now we're only letting out about 1,000 CFS. When we're letting out 10,000, the dark line on the rocks over there, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm talking about, but it gets up to that high to where you really can't even hardly see the steps on the side. It's a lot of water at one time. And usually when we're letting out more than 6,000, the water will actually back up and fill this ditch down here. It just happens, but it fills up that entire ditch and that ditch over there when we're letting out that much water. Every 10 years we do what we call a dewatering. That is where we have to actually inspect the concrete on the stilling basin floor. And what happens when we do a dewatering, it's like a week-long process just for an hour-long inspection. But they try to lower, we have the gates completely closed to where we can start pumping out water out of the stilling basin. They build a coffer dam. I don't know if any of y'all have been out here and seen, like, there's like an island out there right now that is not supposed to be there. But they build a coffer dam to stop the flow, and they pump out all the water, and they actually have to remove the fish because we are conservationists. We want as few fish kill as possible. So they actually take about 3 days removing fish, taking them and moving them downstream. And we lower the water completely down to the concrete to where we can inspect the concrete, see what needs to be fixed, go ahead and fix whatever we can. And as soon as that inspection's done and we have found all the deficiencies and fixed them, we can start letting water back out. But that is every 10 years. What happened this last time, why the coffer dam is actually still in there, is the very day that we were finished and that we had the inspection, a storm came through that night, backed the river up completely over the coffer dam. It made it too soggy to where none of the equipment could come in and take it all out. So in the next dewatering, that will be something that we have to prepare for, to take out that coffer dam that's actually there now. The other thing that I'll tell y'all about real quick is the instruments on the in the toe ditch of the dam. We have relief wells and we have piezometers. The relief wells, their name pretty much says what they do. They relieve the pressure off the dam. Water does seep through this dam. It's an earth-filled dam. Water's going to come through. Those relief wells actually help control how much water is coming through, and it helps us keep track of how much water is coming through. If we do readings every quarter, we go down there and we take a reading of how much water is seeping through the dam so that we can find deficiencies. Like if one relief well shows way too much water or abnormal amounts of water, then we'll know that something's wrong somewhere in that area and we can go in and fix it. We do get a lot of holes in the dam. Most of them come from animals, the burrowing kind of animals, and we have to maintain that. We have to check for those often and fill them up. Sometimes it requires us going in and digging a lot of dirt out to fill it all back up. Piezometers are actually measuring the pressure on the dam, like what the water pressure is. And we are in charge of making sure that those are maintained as well. All the instruments are maintained. Does anybody have any questions about anything out here?
I read something about some inspection that's coming up. I thought I read in the paper.
Now we do annual inspections and we
Okay.
do periodic.